Hi everyone, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep, and we are looking at question 124 from the OG13 Critical Reasoning chapter. The stimulus says Vargonia has just introduced a legal requirement that student-teacher ratios in government-funded schools not exceed a certain limit. So there is a limit on how many students each teacher can teach. All Vargonian children are entitled to education free of charge in these schools. These are government-funded schools, by the way. When a recession occurs and average incomes fall, the number of children enrolled in government-funded schools tends to increase. So the next sentence says that when a recession occurs, the number of children in these government-funded schools tends to go up. Therefore, though most employment opportunities contract in economic recessions, getting a teaching job in Vargonia's government-funded schools will not be made more difficult by a recession. So then the conclusion comes that because in a recession, more children come to government-funded schools to study, the teachers who teach in these schools or who want to teach in these schools, they will always have a ready supply of jobs available compared to other people who typically struggle to hold on to jobs or to get new jobs in times of a recession. That's basically the conclusion of the argument. And what do we have to do? We have to evaluate the argument. Which of the following would be most important to determine in order to evaluate the argument. Okay, so let's go through the option one by one. Option A says whether in Vargonia there are any schools not funded by the government that offer children an education free of charge. Even if there are one or more such schools, our point still stands that teachers will find it easier to get jobs during recession because the number of students wanting to study goes up and the overall ratio or the number of students each teacher can teach is limited, is capped by the government. So then they will definitely need more teachers to teach these increased number of students. So A doesn't help us evaluate anything. B says whether the number of qualified applicants for teaching positions in government funded schools increases significantly during economic recessions. Now this is useful. This is very, very useful because see, the entire argument hinges on the fact that the number of students wanting to study goes up. But what if the number of teachers wanting to teach also goes up during recession? Then it's possible that it may not actually be easy for teachers to get jobs. It might remain as difficult or it might even get more difficult because of the extreme increase maybe in the number of people looking for teaching employments or teaching positions. So the answer to B will definitely help us evaluate the argument whether it is easy for teachers to get jobs during recession or not. B looks like a very good answer to the question or to the argument. C says what the current student-teacher ratio in Vargonia's government-funded school is makes no difference to us. D says what proportion of Vargonia's workers currently hold jobs as teachers in government-funded schools also makes no difference to us. E says whether in the past a number of government-funded schools in Vargonia have had a student-teacher ratio well in excess of the new limit. Even if they have had, how does it help us evaluate the argument about teachers finding it easier to get jobs during recession? So B is the only option that helps us and that should be the answer to the question. On a difficulty scale of 1 to 5, I would give this question a 3.5. Have a nice day.